Hello, everyone. Welcome to Progressive HR Live. How are you doing today? I'm here with Geraldine Wolak-Adamine and the CEO and founder of Good4Work. Our live today is continuous skills recognition in the agentic age, Good4Work and Workday. So, Good4Work is pioneering continuous skill recognition, which is a new category that revolutionizes how enterprises capture, verify, and activate talent data in real time. So recently, Good4Work was selected for Workday's Innovation Partner Program, where they're building the recognition layer that makes AI agents and truly people first at enterprise scale. Hello, Geraldine. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Such a pleasure to be here and to see you.
So those of you who may know, Good4Work and Progressive HR have been partnering for the last, 2 years. And we are so excited for Geraldine and Good4Work in this amazing announcement. So please go ahead and add who you are, where you're streaming from today in the comments, and we're going to get into our live. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, we will answer those comments and questions live in the flow of this conversation. And StreamYard has these really cool tools now, so I'm able to display your comments on screen as they roll by. So I'm going to try toggling that on and off today. All right, so like I said, thank you for joining us. And I also wanted to mention, we appreciate you joining us today on Veterans and Remembrance Day, remembering those who have served our country and your country, wherever you're streaming from. And so just a note to remember those loved ones that served the countries and served in the wars that we've had. So thank you again, everybody, for joining us. So I'd love to introduce now my friend and partner, Geraldine Wolak-Adamine, the CEO and founder of Good4Work. So, Geraldine, what is continuous skill recognition and why should HR teams care now?
Yes, so such a great question. So to give you a little bit of context, I was at a conference recently sitting next to a tech exec who said something that really stuck with me. She said, it has never been harder to know what people can actually do. Why? Here's why. We've all become augmented humans, right? So your marketing manager uses ChatGPT to write campaigns. Your analyst uses Claude to build presentations. I've been using Claude as well to help me during this presentation this morning. And your engineer use AI coding assistant. So everyone's capability definitely are expanding daily, but traditional HR system capture none of it. So continuous skill recognition solves this. Instead of annual snapshots that are outdated the moment they are taken, we capture and validate skills as they are demonstrated in real work, in the flow of work. So when someone solves a complex problem, leads a successful project, or demonstrates new capabilities, that gets recognized and verified immediately. So this is where continuous skill recognition is fundamentally different from what's out there today. So we are not exactly a traditional recognition platform like Bonusly or other on rewards and employees engagement. We are not a skill taxonomy tool like Degrade, for example, that maps learning paths. We are not a performance management system that does annual reviews. We are the missing layer. So real skill time validation that happens in the flow of work. And we use blockchain to verify the credentials and for portability as well. And you know that, Corinne, we have been talking about this verification aspect for a while now because it's super important. And we also are working on AI agent to surface invisible talent. And to your questions, why HR should care now? Because by 2030, the talent shortage in the US alone could cost more than $8.5 trillion of dollars. So you can't manage what you can't see, for sure. The question isn't whether you people have the skills you need. It's whether even more if you can really see them in the talent you have.
And they're changing quickly too, as well. I can imagine that just as fast as AI is changing our workflows and our work, our skills are changing fast. And I can't imagine talking about building L&D departments, building, let's say, you and I were just talking about the curiosity skill. I can't imagine L&D departments building curiosity and then pooch, it changes to something else, or saying, this problem or this project, needs X people with curiosity. And so it is important for HR teams. Well, it's always been important for HR teams, but it is increasingly more important to see skills real time. And that's what I really appreciate about what you are doing at Good4Work.
Yeah, thank you, Corinne. Yes, that's true. Every 6 months, everything is changing. So definitely the pace is accelerating.
So what is a Good4Work philosophy on how recognition travels across teams, projects, and roles in real time?
Yeah. So our philosophy starts with very simple truth. Recognition drives performance. Not new. We have been doing events on that topic because it's definitely the cornerstone of people first culture. And high trust organizations see 76% higher engagement, which directly impacts revenue and retention. So this is why recognition is so important. And what makes us really different is the portability. Okay, so we could say somehow that we are making trust portable from one job to another. And the first question that we always have, because in the end, what we offer are professional badges where we capture the skills and we verify the skills. So the question that we always have is, can employees keep their recognition data after leaving? And the answer is a strong yes. That's actually the entire point. You can keep your professional and your career data forever. Imagine earning a skill badge throughout your career that you own. And when you move to the new role, either internally or externally, because of course it's super beneficial for internal mobility as well, your verified capabilities can travel with you. And this isn't just good for employees, it's good for business. Why? Because top talents are attracted to culture where their growth is visible and portable. We all need to build our reputation online. This is super important, and the new generations is very aware of that and need new tool for their career portfolio. So today's workforce is distributed and dynamic, but recognition systems are still stuck in the past, in the annual review era. And so that's why we believe that it's super important and critical to build this career portfolio and not only performance files.
So what you're saying is, like, for example, I'm an employee and I have been recognized for 5 great skills. And I decide, I really feel compelled to move on, to transition to another employer. These skills go with me, meaning I don't have to prove these skills in my resume. I don't have to create this resume where I'm chucking in data about how many billions of dollars that I grew the company, or how curious I was, what projects I worked on. I can just basically sit down and say, okay, here's my wallet. Here's my wallet, along with my resume. These are my verified skills. Hire me now, right?
That's true. That's exactly that. And you skip all the part where everyone is giving you different feedback on your resume as well, and it takes forever to refine it. When in the end, what only matters is the credibility of your skills. So this is where we make sure to have a robust pattern, of course, and to have enough sources in a 360-degree fashion to aggregate the positive feedback and specific positive feedback to showcase the skill before, of course, issuing before issuing a credential. And the algorithm in terms of how many people should give that positive and specific feedback is customizable by the enterprise.
And so what is the big benefit to the enterprise of the continuous skills recognition?
Definitely talent visibility and talent retention. So at a time where everything goes so fast, you definitely can't be at the edge of competition if you don't have a clear visibility on your skill capability. And again, if you don't monitor that skill application, you just don't know. And you can lose the talent that is not visible as well.
Yep. And you can't move fast on strategic decisions as well.
Correct. And you don't know how to upskill your people if you don't know in the first place who needs, that skill set.
Yeah, that's a really big problem that a lot of companies have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Skill visibility is the foundation.
So I'm curious, here's that word again, curiosity. I'm curious, how does Good4Work architecture capture and verify recognition in real time? Like we talked a little bit about it now, but I'm like, what's the process? And how is this enabling trust and ownership and accountability within the enterprise?
Yes, so we have basically built three layers of architecture. Okay, so the layer one is also about the skill capture. Okay, how to capture skills. So we plug directly into tools teams already use, like Slack or Microsoft Teams, where the work actually happens. And recognition happens where work happens, right? And not in a separate system that people forget to use. So this is where we capture the data. So that's the first layer. The second layer is about validation. So our secret sauce, we touch a little bit about that, is a 360-degree positive feedback with blockchain validation. And when multiple colleagues recognize the same skill demonstration, it creates verified proof of skill and not just self-reported claims. And the third layer is management empowerment. So this is what we are building, is coming soon. So it's about giving managers these AI-powered insights to act on recognition and to not to miss a recognition that they should give for their talent decisions, upskilling and mobility, as we mentioned. So the blockchain component for our HR community is not about crypto hype. It's not about that at all. It's about creating an immutable record that employees can own. And this is the beauty, again, of portability and ownership of the blockchain that we leverage. So it's more utility, an utility aspect and not at all a financial aspect. So that builds trust because the data can be manipulated retroactively, and ownership stays with the individual as well.
And that all supports the culture that the organization is working towards a culture of talent visibility, a culture of trust, a culture of accountability, of ownership, and of team success.
Correct. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's that again, it's like the next step of the visibility is portability.
I love that. The next step of visibility is portability. I'm going to quote you on that in a LinkedIn post.
That works.
Yeah, there we go. That works. So you've got a lot to unpack with all these technologies. So you're using AI and the algorithmic AI, you're using agentic AI, and you're using blockchain. So where does the agentic AI come in?
Yeah, so the agentic AI comes in the proactivity piece, to be super simple. So it's as soon as we capture all this continuous recognition data, that's a great way for monitoring and suggesting nudges to manager on recognition. So you have different category of agentic AI, and we are more on the orchestration piece, which is called the orchestrator, where it suggests good practices and best practices to managers.
I love that. So we've talked about, I had a question in my mind and it had formed, and then it was like what you were saying, I was like, oh, I completely lost that question. So we had okay, like, let me get back to here my thought process. So it's not just about the hype of throwing AI or agents or even blockchain at this problem. There are certain signals that came about that gave you this philosophy, this thought, this innovative idea to solve a problem that's desperately needed. And so what signals were you seeing that brought this vision into teaming up with Workday?
Yeah, I love this question because it's all about momentum and why we have the right momentum for this innovation. So the first signal that I saw is the data problem. So from a technical aspect, your machine learning is as good as your training, right? And AI agents need definitely real-time knowledge and context to be accurate and to remove biases. So we need instantaneous updates and not monthly batch indexing. And by the way, it's saving time and workload, because if you have to do indexing, it's a lot of work. So recognition data in that real-time signal definitely helps from a technical standpoint. The second signal that I saw is the speed problem, and we talked about that. AI capabilities evolve every 6 months, so upskilling needs to happen very fast. But how can you do that if you are not monitoring skill daily? It's impossible. You can't, and you lose your best talent because they are invisible. So that's the second one. And the third one, from me, which is really at the core of the Good4Work values and belief, is the people first alignment. So, and this is where we aligned, and we love the Workday culture, because that Workday culture promotes a people first culture. But the majority of AI training data need to come from people, right? And the strategic question became, how do you scale while keeping humans at the center of everything? And recognition is a huge piece of that answer. So I'm going to share a story. So during the SF Tech Week, Workday, so in San Francisco, in a beautiful place, which is Shack 15 for people who know San Francisco well. Workday had a fascinating panel with Anthropic's head of talent, and they talked about crafting a strong culture, a unique culture, a people-first unique culture. and what is needed for that. And I'm sure that the HR community knows about that, but it was so well explained that it stuck with me. There are 4 levers to create a great culture. So the first one is to name it. The second one is to hire the people who can naturally fit and flow in the environment. So name the culture, hire the people, then you create the rituals for a great culture, and then you reward. So you align and you positively reinforce the right behaviors. So this is where again the recognition layer is so important, because when you want to build that high performing culture, you definitely want to make sure that the intention is aligning with the execution, and that you are emphasizing and reinforcing like the best behaviors, so the skill basically, which are critical for the business. So yeah, so that's why I got all this. That's why we are building Good4Work, and we are so happy to contribute to that people first culture.
I love that story. And I think it's really interesting that you said the third one was ritual and not routine. So I've been watching a TikTok influencer named Cody Sanchez, and she talked about how routine is boring. Why do you do a routine?
Yeah, that's true.
Why don't you have it as a ritual? And I was like, spot on. So now I don't say routine anymore. I say ritual. And so I love that you brought that up, because it reminded me of what Cody said.
Yeah, that's true. Much more empowering, right? Much more inspirational. Yes, ritual.
Ritual, yes. We have to go towards the inspiration. I think we're finding a lot of times as we're moving into this AI era that we, and I hate to bring up the layoffs, but I'm going to bring up the layoffs as well. Being laid off, it's a horrible thing to happen, but I think you also have to think about what is the transformation that is happening, and how can you be ahead of the transformation. And I go back to Good4Work and the portable skills. I think that is something huge that's going on right now, is that you can offer people portable skills badges and portable recognition, and the confidence that brings is amazing too, as well. The confidence, the trust, the enablement. Enablement is the word I wanted to use. So
yeah.
So shifting gears here a little bit, what does it mean to be a Workday innovation partner?
So it's a true honor, and we are working hard to offer that product that can complement such a great core product, and so Workday has a very sophisticated 3-part of AI agent framework. So we definitely are learning a lot as well. So they do have these 3 categories: agents as orchestrators, agents as interpreters, and agents as policy engines. And they have also acquired companies specifically to build AI agent capabilities, and they also partner with Microsoft to expand their ecosystem. So their philosophy is to break down data silos, and to move toward more open source model for customer customization. So there's there's a lot going on there, and they are really at the core of the innovation and the transformation. And within that framework, we are specifically on the orchestration agent, as I mentioned before, and to access this real-time recognition data, and to make sure that our recognition layer provides the human signal these agents need to make better decisions, because it's in the end, it's all about making better decisions and positively reinforce the right behaviors. So, and it's all about human judgment at scale. And again, something that a Workday exec really stuck with me was this notion of taste about AI. How, that notion of that concept of judgment and having the taste for bringing the best AI that really can put human in the loop is super important. So this is really what I find really exciting in that direction that Workday is having as a leader at the moment, and being at the forefront of building AI agent with good taste and with good judgment and putting human in the loop.
I like that. I like that better than saying ethical. Like, I understand that there's a difference between ethical AI, but I do like that idea of the AI with good judgment and good taste. So I think that's interesting that you brought that into the conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
And so what would you say to the people that are like, I don't need to pay attention to this because AI is just hype, and especially agents are hype. And if I just ignore it, then things will eventually go back to the way they were.
Yes. So I would say definitely you don't want to miss the trend first. So be aware of that. And to your point before, it's also again being that augmented human. So we all have this chance today to save some energy in the most boring task in our workflow. So if we can do that and focus on more strategic task, more interesting and impactful task, this is where the technology has its positive impact. So this is all about that, and we just need to think through the first benefit of technology there, which is allowing us again to automatize some processes and imagine an HR person. That's always the case, screening all these resumes. So now, if you can have an AI agent telling you which talent to hire or which talent to recognize in the first place, and avoiding you to do the groundwork, doesn't mean that you don't want to do the groundwork, and you don't need to do it, of course. But it's of course super valuable. So this is how we need to think through the benefit of technology, saving us time on boring tasks, so we can focus on more strategic tasks.
Yeah, I agree. Audience, Geraldine and I have just been talking here, just hanging out. So it's time to check in with you. Do you have any questions? Do you have any comments about what we're talking about today, about continuous skill recognition and the Good4Work and Workday innovation partnership? Do you have any questions for you? For us, any comments? While you're thinking on that, I have a question for you. So we've been talking a lot about skills. And before this conversation, before this live started, Geraldine and I were talking about with the top skills, what we think are the top skill for going into 2026. And so we're curious what you think. What is the number one top skill? And I know there's a lot, so it's going to be hard to choose, but go ahead and add to the comments what you think is the number one top skill going into 2026. And I'm going to ask Geraldine another question that I have prepared for her. And then I'm going to come back to you and see what your top skill was. So Geraldine, we talked a little bit about this, but I want to get into something a little bit deeper. Why is aligning recognition with responsible, transparent, ethical AI with judgment and good taste really important?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for this question. The best question ever. So Responsible AI is ultimately the organization's responsibility. That's why guardrails and governance really matter, because you can't blame the organization if agents fail without proper oversight, if you have already built in the first place some governance and some guardrails. So it's super important to go there and to work on that. But here's something interesting. So today, that's true that there's a deficit of digital trust with AI right now. And yet studies show that the more people use AI, the more they trust it. So what's the best vehicle for building that trust? AI recognition agent or recognition. Because why? Because recognition is inherently positive and human-centered. And when employees see AI helping surface their contributions that rather than monitoring or surveying them, that build trust naturally. So we started with a culture of trust as our foundation. And the transparency comes from blockchain validation, as we mentioned before. So employees can see exactly who recognizes them and when. And the ethics comes from ownership as well. So your data travels with you, not against you. So you're building trust there as well. And that's true that AI agents definitely need guardrails, and human judgment sets that baseline. And even with automation, we need humans to validate in the end.
Yeah, you always have to keep the human in the loop.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So audience, over to you. We've got some comments come in about what y'all think of that the top skill is. And I like these. Thank you, Sajid, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Number 1, creative thinking.
Yeah.
And, yep, creative thinking.
Sure.
And then they said number 2 is analytical thinking. And then number 3, technological skills. So mine was continuous learning. And then Geraldine said hers was curiosity. And then she convinced me that curiosity would be mine as well. So Geraldine and I are taking curiosity into 2026.
Yes, that should be our word for 2026. Definitely. Love that.
Yeah, because I think you have to be curious about things. And we're talking about agents, which I find incredibly interesting. And I'm telling myself, like when I put a prompt into ChatGPT and I get up and I walk away, that I have an agent doing the work, because it would have taken me, like it thinks for like, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute, sometimes longer, depending on how many people are also working in the ChatGPT as well. So it's putting together something. I've set it up so where it puts together documents for me now. So I have an agent, and I'm not essentially working in Agentic AI per se, but I feel like I have an agent putting together documents for me.
Yeah, and that's amazing.
I'm so proud of myself for that.
You can be. More time for interesting things and for thinking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that, but I go up and do my laundry, Geraldine.
That works, it's needed.
So Jonathan added here, great discussion. I predict team intelligence will emerge as a critical skill to develop in 2026. Amazing. Yes, team intelligence. I think that's great. I think that's, really strategic foresight, Jonathan, because you think about how where teams are letting go of the redundant routines, and AI is coming in and helping support. Geraldine would say orchestrate work, and so teams can really work on developing team intelligence. I love that. What do you think about that, Geraldine?
Yes, it's super powerful. Definitely this is the combination of augmented humans. The next step is team intelligence, and there's a lot to do there to make sure that and we have this distributed and highly distributed and diverse workforce. So it's all about being able to put people together in that great culture that fosters high performance. So team intelligence is definitely that new way of integrating the culture that we need for high performance at the team level.
No, I completely agree with that. Is like environment matters so much. Environment and support. So
yeah, true.
So I have another question for you, and this is my favorite question because I just love the futuristic questions and think about the future.
Okay, so, I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. What are the next milestones we should watch for in the coming years with this innovation partnerships? Do you have pilots? Do you have some integrations?
Yeah.
What are the marketplace news is coming about?
Yeah, so thank you so much. Yes, no, that's very important. So we have 3 big ones. The first one, pilots are launching. So we have a waiting list of organizations ready to test continuous skill recognition in their environment. So if you are interested, now is the time to get in line. Please contact me. So integrations are coming. So we are deepening our Workday partnership, expanding to other enterprise platforms. So where recognition naturally happens, and marketing news, yes, sure, follow up closely. So we are actively fundraising to accelerate this vision. So if you believe in putting people at the center of AI-powered work and leveraging blockchain for good, this is the moment to support us. And the future of work isn't just about having talented people. It's all about seeing them. So we want to see the talent and to recognize them and to empower them to grow. And this is the future that is closer than you think.
It is right next door. It's like we're knocking on the door of the future right now.
Yeah. We are like opening the door, putting a feet in the door and to open it like widely in a few seconds.
So audience, Geraldine has this amazing newsletter that comes out quarterly, and it's called Web 3 to the Third, Insights for People Leaders. You see the pun, the play on the words there, for people leaders. And I just added the QR code up top so you can subscribe to Web 3 to the Third, Insights for People Leaders. As well, if you want to be on the wait list, you can just add yes to the comments now, and I will help Geraldine get in touch with you. So, or you can just go and connect with Geraldine on LinkedIn, which I will put that QR code up there. Now, this is Geraldine's QR code. This is a direct link to her LinkedIn. Geraldine, we're going to be ending this live in about 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Before we end, is there anything that you wanted to leave the audience with, or any questions you had for the audience?
Thank you for listening. I know it's Tuesday morning and we are all busy, or Tuesday evening if you are located in Europe, which works as well. There's such an exciting time, and we are really building the future now, and we can definitely make a better workplace as well. So let's do it.
Let's do it. That's your call to action, audience. Let's
do it.
Let's do it. Oh, all right, audience. If you have any final questions or comments for myself or for Geraldine, or for anybody you're conversing with online, please go ahead and add those to the comments now. A little quick rundown of what's coming next. Our next Progressive HR Live is our season 5 roundup. That's where we take all of our guests from season 5 and we do a roundup of what they've been up to or what's happening. Geraldine will be back on with us. And then we do also a 2026 trends roundup as well. So guests from season 5, 4, 3, 2, and possibly,
Nice.
yeah, 5 years. Can you believe that?
Exciting. Wow.
We're going live on December 10th and December 11th. And the event pages will be up for those streams coming soon. But if you want to be one of the first to be invited to those event pages, go ahead and add yes in the comments now, and I'll make sure that I connect with you and invite you. But yeah, it's going to be 2 days and 2 hours during the 2 days, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Central. And we'll be having like as many guests as we possibly can from the last 5 seasons. So Geraldine, thank you for joining me today. And again, this special Veterans and Remembrance Day. Appreciate you audience for joining us as well. And follow Good4Work and follow Geraldine, because there's just so much more interesting and wonderful things that are coming out of this partnership.
Amazing.
Any last words? Yeah.
Thank you, Corinne. So happy that we had this conversation today together, and I'm excited for the next step on your end as well. I think the event on December will be amazing, like the wrap up of all the years, and with the best ideas for next year. And inspiration, because we were talking about inspiration.
Inspiration, transformation, yes. What are all the other lovely words that we used? Taste, judgment, love those. Team intelligence. Jonathan brought in team intelligence, and Sajid brought in creative thinking. So thank you, everybody. And thank you, Kristen Strunk, for joining us too as well. Kristen said hi in the beginning. And that's while I was moving around with the new tools here. I didn't like them, so I had to stop using them. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining Progressive HR Live. I was here with Geraldine Woloch-Adamine, the CEO and founder of Good4Work, and we were talking about continuous skill recognition, the Good4Work and Workday partnership. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.